Instead of spending hours on applications and essays, high school graduates could be college-bound just by having good grades. Madison Porter joins us in the studio to explain this change.
Lizzie, the idea of this new program is intended to simplify the application process to higher education for in-state students, and the Public Institute in Normal is excited to help. Illinois' General Assembly passed the Public University Direct Admissions Program Act at the end of May. According to the bill, awaiting the governor's signature, Illinois high school seniors who are in good academic standing will be automatically admitted in 9 public universities. Those include University of Illinois at Springfield, Southern Illinois University, Chicago State University, Eastern Illinois Governors State University, Northeastern Illinois, Northern Illinois, Western Illinois, and Illinois State University. A spokesperson for ISU said people who go to college in the state tend to stay long term, and that could help the state's economy and quality of life. He said Redbird staff have not yet established the standards for direct admission, but they have until March 1st of next year to send the Illinois Student Assistance Commission GPA requirements for first-time admission and transfer students. The commission will then use that data to determine which students qualify. Governor J.B. Pritzker called it a common sense solution to ease the burden of paying for multiple application fees during the college admission process. The Public University Direct Admission Program Act will start during the 2027-2028 school year. Lizzie?